In this video, I am going to talk about my top 5 hypermobility strength training tips. And I think maybe the first 4 you'll probably know a little bit about, but the fifth one you may not have heard of or not placed as much importance on it as I think you should as a hypermobile human. All right, so let's get into it. Tip number 1. My first tip is not being afraid to make the exercise work for you. So adapting the exercise to work for you. Now, as a beginner, or maybe you've done strength training before, you got the symptoms from hypermobility and realized you needed to change the way you were doing your strength training. It's important to realize that you can change the exercises to make them more effective for you. So, not necessarily easier or harder, but more effective for your hypermobile body. So, we can do this with the amount of repetitions or the timing we use for the exercise. Of course, we can change like the angle of different joints. And we can think about starting with single joint exercises versus compound exercises where we're using more than one joint to do the exercise. Tip number 2, my second tip, and this may sound a little crazy, is don't use resistance bands. Get stuck in with the weights right away. And you might be thinking, well, Nicole, I haven't actually done any weight training before, and I'm pretty hypermobile. I've been using resistance bands for my PT exercises. The thing is that resistance bands do not mimic real life and functional movement as much as weights do. The great kind of flexible thing about weights or dumbbells is that if you don't have the resources to purchase weights, or you are not sure which ones to purchase because you don't know where you want to start, is that there's lots of things around the house that you can use as long as you have a scale in your house and you can weigh that thing on the scale. Then you have a starting place and you can build on from there. I've had people use bags of rice or cans to start with because chances are if you haven't done much weight training as a hypermobile human and you're pretty hypermobile, then you'll most likely be starting with a pretty low weight. So there's lots of things in the kitchen and around the house that you could use for your weight training. Tip number 3 is do less with more. Do fewer repetitions with more weight. One of the symptoms that comes along with hypermobility is chronic fatigue. So being able to do fewer repetitions with more weight allows you to keep the workout shorter, which means less recovery time afterwards, which means you can get back at your exercise and at your other activities more quickly than if you're doing, 12 repetitions, which stretches the time out as well as uses the joint more. So for example, doing 12 repetitions of an overhead press, you're using the shoulder joint 12 times. But if you do 4 repetitions at a heavier weight, you're using the joint fewer times, but with that heavier weight, you're really pushing the muscle more than the joint so that you can focus on building that muscular strength more than mobilizing the joint or maybe over-mobilizing it with hypermobility. Tip number 4 is using neurotechniques to really build that muscle-brain connection and get more out of the exercise. Using neurotechniques, or brain-based movement, as I like to call it, really solidifies and integrates that connection between the movement of the arm, the muscles, and the brain. The neurotechniques can also make sure that you maintain joint stability throughout the weight training exercise. If you're interested in strength training for hypermobile shoulders, I'm going to be offering my Strength and Sensibility shoulder training program in January 2025. So if you would like to get on the interest list and learn more about when registration is open, then just check out the link in the description below and it will take you right there. Okay, now for the fifth and final top tip, what I think for hypermobile humans is the most important, tip. And this is rest to recharge. So the thing that most people who are beginning their strength training journey don't know is that your muscles use a different energy system from other types of exercise. Heavy weightlifting uses this different type of energy system from, for example, from cardio. Between sets, it's super important that you give the body a chance to replenish this energy system by resting completely. So in my strength training classes online, which I run a couple times a week in the evenings, we will do 3 or 4 exercises, and then we will rest for 2 minutes, and then we will do the exercises again, rest for 2 minutes, and do the exercises again, and rest for 2 minutes. And the truth is, if you are new to hypermobility strength training, then your muscles need this rest. We are after sustainable strength training. We want to be able to come back and have our weight training workouts make us feel energized afterwards. We want to feel strong and powerful, choosing exercises that are effective for your body, choosing a weight that is effective for your hypermobile body, and getting the amount of rest between sets that your hypermobile body needs is the best way to make a sustainable strength training practice. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.